Welcome back to Buzz on Business, brought to you by the Northern Medina County Chamber Alliance. I'm today's host, Mark Prevey, and with me now is Angela Nicholson from Conrad Mortgage. Let's start out by just telling me a little bit about Conrad Mortgage. What's the company do? What do you guys specialize in?
Yes, so we specialize in helping people who maybe don't know how the mortgage process works, or
Which is probably a lot of people.
yeah, or they may have tried other options, even just cash.
Sure.
Tying all your cash up in a home purchase, it just sits there. So
Right.
we help you leverage that and get it out so you can do other things, especially investors,
Okay.
people with rental properties.
So you specialize in that
We
specific?
do.
Okay.
Mhm. We are really experts in that area.
First of all, tell me how you got involved with the industry and with Conrad in particular.
So I became a loan officer sort of as a second career. I was
Okay.
in sales for 15 years at a bakery manufacturer,
Okay.
and taking all those components, commodities, watching that market with flour and ingredients, it did translate well to loans.
Yeah.
So now I just take the ingredients available to me and put it together for the right recipe and fit for my person. So
That's very clever.
yeah, I like it. So
That's good. So I know that you are very actively involved in the community. I know you're involved pretty heavily in our chamber, but tell me a little bit about the things that you are involved in.
okay, so I especially enjoy helping people who find themselves suddenly single.
Oh yeah?
So through divorce, death, other reasons, they're trying to separate their finances, like just find out what does life look like with one income maybe instead of two.
Right.
And all those different components, and usually there is property involved. So I can provide a mortgage report that shows different ways that equity can be used or leveraged, what the costs are for refinancing, keeping the house, selling it, that sort of thing. So
Very nice.
yeah, I help with that. And then pets, I like helping people that have pets. So whether you have 14 cats or 4 dogs,
Yeah.
that can be difficult if you're trying to rent.
Right.
And even if you just have one pet and you find out that your landlord decides they don't like dogs that are 55 pounds, but when you moved in, it was fine.
Right. Now what? Right.
You're sort of at their mercy. So I host an event once a year where I benefit a pet local charity, but I also like to make it known that this is what I do. So if you are in a situation
Sure.
and you want to just see, because a lot of people rent because they don't think they can own. It's either a big hassle, their credit isn't perfect, they have no savings,
Sure.
they're just not sure. So as long as they're comfortable with the idea of home ownership, then I can talk to them.
And I think a lot of it is just education. And I think on one end, like I have kids that they're entering that first time home buyer thing, and they're paralyzed a little bit because they don't know what they don't know, right? So they just take no action. They keep
Right.
renting, right?
Well, and it's such a big commitment.
Yeah, right. Especially with home prices being where they are
Yeah.
today, they think about it. But also, you touched upon it. People who are suddenly single through different things. So I'll imagine it's a lot of education.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And confidence building. Just
Right. Yeah.
letting them know that it's okay to ask questions and try and find the documentation they need, because sometimes they don't know what finances they have, like what investments or
Yeah.
what they can even leverage for their
Yeah.
down payment or whatever.
Well, tell me a little bit about your company specifically. How big is it? I think you're up in that office in Strongsville.
We are.
Yeah, that's a cool building up there.
We're just sort of into Strongsville. We're on the corner of Pearl and North Royalton. It's the big, tall building that was formerly Architectural Justice. So it is beautiful.
Yeah. it's
And we do like to host events. So anybody's always welcome to just stop in and say hello.
Yes.
And we have about 15 people.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're spread out. We're here in Strongsville. We probably have 10 people in that office. And then we have about 5 down in South Carolina.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we just like to help. And it's very diverse. So a lot of times we evolve because of a situation where we see opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, is that they're willing to adapt and look for ways to help. So if we need to bring on a new source of funds, like through a different bank or investor, then we will. So, yeah.
So if people wanted to learn more or get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
I would say just text or call me.
Okay.
I mean, you can find me on LinkedIn,
Okay.
and I don't mind just
People just
answering
reaching out,
questions. Yeah, and we can grab coffee, or it doesn't have to be anything formal. So,
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Angela, thank you for being
yeah,
here today.
very
Appreciate
good.
it.
I'm good. I did.
And thank you for joining us.